Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make this reversible bucket art. So can you see it is reversible? So if that's something you are interested to watch, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment down below. Let's go straight into the video. So for this you have to measure your head circumference. I'm going to leave a picture on how you can measure it, and when you're measuring it, make sure it is not too tight on your head. Okay, so that's what we're just going to do now. So I have my pattern paper here. We're just going to fold it into 4 as you see me do, like this. Can you see? So now what we are going to do, we're going to divide our head circumference by 6.28. okay, and that gave me about 3.6. so from this pointy edge we're just going to take our 3.6 all round there. Okay, make sure from that pointy end you are doing that. We're just going to do this as you see me do. So just look at what I'm doing so you can understand. Then we're just going to connect it together. So after connecting it, we're going to add ½ inch for our sewing allowance. You can make it 1 inch, but I think ½ inch is okay. So I'm just going to add it round the pattern paper. And you can also add your seam allowance when you are drafting it on the fabric. Okay, so now we're just going to cut this out like that, and it is ready. So I'm going to label this A or crown. You can label it A or crown, it is the same thing. So we're moving on. So we are going to make the other part. Okay, so just rule a line which is about 1 to 2 inches away from the end. So for this we are going to use we're going to take our head circumference divided by 2. Okay, just divide your head circumference by 2. After I divided mine, I got 11.5. so I'm just going to take that 11.5 there, and we're going to add ½ an inch for our sewing allowance. So we're going to come down by 3 inches. 3 inches is the standard length of a bucket art, so I'm just going to come down by 3 inches, and I'm going to connect those lines together. So we're going up again from that line. We're going to measure our ½ inch, which is our sewing allowance, and we're going to connect that also, and we also do that for the bottom. Okay, so and I'm just connecting the side which I have measured already. So I'm putting all my sewing allowance on my pattern paper directly, so that I won't have to stress myself putting it on my fabric, but you can do it anyhow you want. So now we've added sewing allowance to the whole side of this, and we're just going to cut this out. So guys, we are going to label this B, or you can call it body. Okay, B or body. So guys, from this end from the end where we did not put sewing allowance, the other end that did not have sewing allowance, we're going to, that is where we'll be on fold. Okay, that is where you will be on fold. So now for our third, we're going to divide our hair circumference by 3.142. okay, so my fabric is not on a fold, as you can see. So from one of this end, we're just going to take it. Mine gave me 7.3 after dividing it. So whatever I just gave you, just from that end like that, just take it round. Make sure it's the tape rule is on that place. Okay, don't let it shift. So we're just going to take that round, then we're going to connect the points together. So now from the bottom, we are going to take our 3 inches, which is the length of the bucket hat. Okay, so 3 inches, it is the standard length, but you can add if you want, but that 3 inches is the standard length or measurement for a bucket hat. So I'm just going to connect that, all those points together now. So I'm trying to show you guys everything because this is a beginners friendly tutorial, so I want you guys to be able to understand all what I'm doing. So now from the bottom, we're going to measure half inch. That is our sewing allowance. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? This is our sewing allowance. We're just going to connect that. I'm also going to do the same thing for the top part. Okay, the top line there, we're going to do the same thing. Measure the half an inch there for our sewing allowance, then connect it together. So you can actually make your sewing allowance 1 inch, but half inch is the best. So as you see me do like this, I'm just going to connect it. So you can see that there's no way we can add sewing allowance to the side, so we're going to add. So for this one, the sewing allowance will be added when we're cutting it on the fabric. Okay, so to be added when we're cutting it on the fabric. So that place where you saw me draw will be on fold, then that other side will be the where we add our sewing allowance. So we're just going to name this C, or you can name it brim or flay. Okay, so either of those 3. So now our pattern is ready. As you can see, we have 3 pieces now. So we're just going to use this to cut on our actual fabric. So guys, now as you can see, I've already cut on our fabric. So for this C, you can see that I left half an inch sewing allowance. Okay, and for the remaining, I didn't leave any sewing allowance, only on that side, which is the end. Okay, please guys, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So now when we open it up, and when you're cutting it, please make sure it is on a fold. Okay, so now I'm just going to notch our crown, or the A part. I'm going to notch both the up and the down, and we're going to do that for the other 2 pieces. Okay, we're going to notch both up and down for the body and also the crown. So we're just going to set this aside. So guys, as I said earlier, we're going to notch the fabric, the middle of the fabric. It is important. It is going to help us while sewing. So it's not that I only notch only the top part, but you have to notch both parts. I later had to do that. Okay, so we're just going to start sewing it now. So we're going to take the A part and the B part. We're going to put them right sides facing each other. We'll make sure that that notch part is lining up, and we're just going to sew right there with our half an inch sewing allowance that we left. Can you see that I have done so that, and I will show you. So guys, now I've already sewn it. Can you see? So it is very simple to actually sew. So now the flare or the brim, I'm just going to attach it to the body, right side facing each other. Make sure that the notch parts are lining up together. Okay, so you can see that this was where I couldn't find the notch because I did not do it down. So just do that, and I'm going to sew it round. So guys, this is after I've sewn it. Okay, and I also sewed the side together. Also, I'm just going to take it from the top to the bottom and sew it without our sewing allowance. So now we've done one part, so we're just going to do the same thing for the second part. You can also notch your fabric after sewing. Okay, but I did not, but you can do it if you want. Guys, I've done the same thing for the other part, for the other fabric. So now we're just going to attach them together, put them right sides together like this. We're going to just put them inside like this. I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing, so make sure that the point where you sew the line together are together. Okay, make sure they are touching. I'm just going to sew this round. We're going to leave about half inch, about 3 inch to 4 inch, so that we can be able to turn it. So you can see this is the space I left. We're just going to, with that space, we're just going to turn our fabric inside to the other side like this. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to iron it out, and you can also add decorative lines, stitching, just sew it like this. Okay, leaving about half an inch in between them, then you iron it out. Then that will be the end of this tutorial. That will complete our bucket art. So guys, you can see the lines I told you can make. So you can also iron interfacing on one of the fabric if you want. So you can see the lines. It will make the bucket art look even more pretty, and it will hold it together. So that is the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below what you think about this video. Please guys, don't forget to do all those things. I love you guys so much. Bye. I'll see you in my next video.